All right, so it's going to be Eric Hunter and Drew Lichtenstein in the finals of the 2022 MPC. So congrats to both of these players for making it this far. Eric is the higher seed, so he gets to choose which deck he wants to play first. It looks like he's choosing his dark side deck first. Which is a Hoth SSA with walkers. Pretty cool deck. And Drew is playing No Idea for light side. You see Eric starts the two marker sites. It starts the fifth marker and the virtual fifth marker, virtual fourth marker. And he starts, you may not fuck your landing, Imperial Rest Order non-V, and mob points combo. Drew is starting Walkling, Insurrection non-V, or Insurrection non-combo, and make 10 men. Should be an interesting matchup. Not one that I've seen before, so I don't really know what to expect. I know that Drew is playing Miss Fades and a couple projections, so that might be good in this matchup. He can also hide some dudes in the Data Vault. But Eric is playing a lot of Imperials and some Troopers and stuff, so it's not like he can't fight in the interior battleground.
Drew, you've got Mike here. I mean, Jeremy, you've got Mike here. I was texting Drew to say we're ready.
Okay. So joined by Mike Kessling here.
And Charlie's actually here too, but he is running over to his room for a second and he'll be back.
Okay, so we'll be joined by Mike Kessling and Charlie Arlinson for this match. Did Greg decide to play in the sealed event?
Did. Too much value to pass up. If this...
Can't blame him.
I couldn't pass up... I was going to have to watch Drew no matter what. I'll forego the cards and sweet prizes.
Yeah, so why don't you tell the audience a little bit about Drew's journey here?
So Drew and I met in the late 90s, probably 1998, playing Star Wars cards. So he lived in a neighboring town. We became good friends over the years, went to college together. He stopped playing Star Wars when the game went out of print, but he played Magic for many years, and I would always start showing him Star Wars cards once I had got back into the game. And a few years ago, he just decided to start playing on GEMP and has been playing, I guess, probably 3 or 4 years now. He slowly got back into it and is now like neck deep in Star Wars cards. He plays GEMP all the time. He volunteers for the PC, he does commentary, and now he's doing well in events. So yeah, Drew has gone from NARP to top player.
Yeah, definitely one of the most active players. Okay, so seeing Eric's hand here. So I'll trample, Walker. Can't see Drew's hand. It's fine.
Yeah, the camera seems to be a little bit misaligned from how it was earlier, but
I think it's just because Drew's short, Eric's tall. See, I think it's going to be an interesting matchup. I don't really know what to expect. I don't know if Drew is just going to try to stay on Scarif and just try to stack the beach, or if he's going to try to disrupt Eric on Hoth. Drew's got to be a little careful in space because Eric does have the Emperor Shuttle combo.
I think Drew will likely mostly plan to do his own game plan, and I would be surprised to see him do too much on Hoth.
So ETH Scraper, SSA V stands for Slip Slide and Away V. It lets you deploy a battleground site and 3 effects if you just started one site. The caveat being that you can't play the generator core or anything with Palace in title, otherwise you don't get your effects.
Does it have to be a site with 2 dark side icons?
I believe it does have to have exactly 2. Your starting site.
It actually says I think it's if you deploy. It doesn't matter if it's a starting location or, for instance, the bring it before me objective now frequently starts that as its starting interrupt.
Yeah. Yeah, because yeah. Good point. Yeah, very important card. It's given a lot of decks the ability to just to be played, really. Like, bringing before me didn't really see much play. This Hoth Walker deck wouldn't be viable without it. Definitely one of the better cards the PC has made over the past couple of years. You see Eric just deploys security precautions and the Executor Docking Bay and just draw a couple cards.
We pulled the Carita system. It's a 2-1 system. I think the text is basically if you control, you can exchange for you can retrieve a trooper into hand in your control phase.
Yeah, you lose a card, retrieve a trooper into hand, and he has plenty of troopers. I think he has 4 biker scouts and 2 snow troopers and a garrison. The Drew plays the beach and home 1 docking bay out of his deck. But we'll see if Eric wants to contest the beach at all this game.
He has 3 different walkers in his deck, to my knowledge. So I think he has multiple copies of Blizzard 4, Blizzard 8, and the new Blizzard 1.
Yes.
Along with at least, I think, 2 Blizzard Scout ones. So he could very well set up with a ping or 2 on Hoth for you may start your landing and then commit the other walkers to the beach if needed.
He's playing at least 2 tramples, so Drew needs to be aware of that. Drew playing Tydo here with Van Willard. Plays the Sand Effect. With Luke and Kraken. Does he play 2 Lukes in this deck or just 1?
I think he's might be down to just 1.
Okay, so he'll be looking to have at least 1 battle to get Luke off the effect. Because Luke is pretty good, especially in this matchup.
I'm sure he's not thrilled to have it stacked.
Yeah. Alright, so he plays Tantive. He flips. Okay, and that's Drew's turn, so pretty light force here at both the Data Vault and Scarif.
I imagine maybe he has barrier in his hand and he feels confident. He doesn't have to go too hard at the moment.
Yeah, and I don't think that Eric is playing any barrier canceller, so he probably feels safe.
Unlikely. Yeah, very unlikely. And he also might just think Eric is incentivized to go set up on his own sites at the moment. Let's see what he's going to do. But I imagine he has something. I can't foresee that he would just leave Tandem 4 up there naked against the threat of an Emperor shuttle, even with Shoot Sand out there.
Yeah, and I don't think that Eric really wants to come down with guys in the Data Vault. I think you're just opening yourself up to a counter beat if you do that. So yeah, we'll probably just see Eric play a Walker to Hoth, set up some damage.
I think the Druid just deployed the ship from reserve deck, so they had just shuffled. I'm guessing to save time, they probably just. He said, "Probably, do you want me to shuffle?" And Eric said, "No."
Actually, I don't think he could have because he played the Beach from reserve deck. So I think that Tanta was from hand.
Well, then maybe not.
I think Drew just forgets that you have to shuffle for the stand effect.
It's probably because 99% of the time he's playing on Gemp, he plays it, and it obviously just does it for you.
Yeah. I mean, at this point of the game, it's still random, so I don't think it's that big of a deal. It's not like Drew knew what was on top of his deck. Alright, so we do see Emperor Shuttle turn 1. We'll see if Drew has that barrier. It does not look like it. Yeah, Drew's saying that's okay. Oh, no, here it is. Okay. There is the barrier. It's going to get grabbed by Eric. Emperor for 2 force.
It's to it. He was coming for commentary, but he also was lured by the sweet sealed deck tournament.
Yeah, I gotta go.
Right, so we see Tarkin, Emperor on Emperor Shuttle to Scarif. Yeah, I think the COVID car is in the Badlands of Montana somewhere. So Drew's gonna have to reinforce his Tantive.
And I don't think he has that big of a hand.
Does get to get a ship out of reserve deck, so he'll be looking for Bright Hope. Just gonna drain 1 and ping 1. Ah, good point, V's. He's flipped, so we can't pull any ships.
Yeah, that's why I'm concerned about his ability to reinforce, because he doesn't have that many cards in his hand.
There's
Hopefully
Rogue
he
One.
had a ship, knowing course.
Rogue One with a pilot. I don't know what pilot is. Can't quite see him. Is it Hera? Also, I think they said they were doing active judging in this game.
Maybe on this game. That I think that might have been Bodie Rook as the pilot. Since we didn't get to see Drew's hand at the start of the game, it's hard to know.
Yeah. Okay, so Leia's resistant transport with Ray. So he did actually have a lot to reinforce. He's going to have the sand effect to limit the battle destinies from this shuttle. It's a lot of power. The shuttle does not have a lot of power.
No, it doesn't.
It's like power 5, right?
Assuming it most would be 6, I think, right? Because it's power 3 and whatever the pilot is.
Shuttle is 3, not 2.
Who's piloting?
Tarkin.
Tarkin. I think Tarkin just has 2.
The shuttle is 2, and Tarkin will have
so he's power 4.
He's power 4.
So he's power 4. And Drew's now like the resistance transport's power 4 and force power 5, so he's 9. I think Rogue One's power 3 is 12, and let's assume that pilot has 2, so Drew's like 14 to 4.
Yeah. So Drew luring Eric into this.
And he'll get to battle, take Luke off sand, and then next turn start establishing Luke for retrieval.
Yeah.
Drew drops a card with Willard.
Okay, so it's Blount on the Rogue One.
Yeah, it is Grey Moff Tarkin with the Emperor.
Yeah, so Drew 16 power here. To Eric's 4.
Jeremy, I gotta step away for 2 seconds. I will mute myself and I'll be back in a moment.
Sounds good. All right, and Leia's going aboard Rogue One. And Drew initiates battle. The POW goes down to the... Okay, so no battle yet. Just plays Leia, plays POW to the data vault. Now, here's a battle. Drew takes Luke off the sand effect, limiting Eric to 1 battle destiny. Drew adding a destiny to power with Leia, I'm assuming. So we draw the 5, 4 power into 3, 4 destiny.
Back.
Yeah, so he played Leia in space to add a destiny to power. So it's gonna be a lot of damage, a lot of battle damage for Eric. I assume he's gonna have to lose everything just to cover the battle damage. So Drew is like 19 plus, he's like 24 power to Eric's 9 power. Okay, so the shuttle will survive. The Emperor and Tarkin cover all the damage. Drew just has to lose Blount.
Drew has a very small hand now.
Yeah. Well, I think Drew just assumes that Eric's going to play Carita and move the shuttle away, and then Drew could just land and set up a bunch of damage.
Can it
You can
move
also
that
move
far?
the control phase. What's that, Mike?
What? I was just checking if it could move that far.
Oh, so yeah, Scarif is 7, right? And Carita is a 1.
I believe so, and it's only hyperspeed 3.
Okay, so the shuttle's stuck there. So we might see Eric land the shuttle and reinforce the beach.
I think that's more likely than anything.
Drew has not deployed to the beach. He's at the data vault. Okay, so Eric has another Emperor. And I think that's Barrick. And I'm not sure what that guy was. Is that
That was
another biker scout?
Elsic. Another biker scout trooper. I think that was Elsic.
Okay. Yeah, that looks like Elsic. Question for Eric: do you battle or do you just land?
Battling through sand doesn't seem particularly advantageous for him here.
Okay, so there's Min Canoe. Yeah, looks like he's just going to land.
Deploying him up there, I think is there still a deploy modifier to the beach, right? So he's just saving force doing it this way.
Yeah, I think it's, or is that just on the front side? Not sure.
I
Either
think
way,
it might be text on the beach. It's like unless you occupy something costs more or something.
but Drew grabbing a rebel here with this Antilles maneuver. So I guess Drew is expecting a battle in space.
Or at least wants to be prepared for one. There's no
Yeah,
harm in getting a Bodhi out. Doesn't he deploy for like 1 or 0 to the Rogue One?
Free to Rogue One, yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe if you're Eric here, you have to battle just to get that last card off sand. Yeah, so he does battle. We do see a card come off sand. Drew using right there to take card in hand. Yeah, I think Eric is just figures he just has to get through those 2 cards on sand, and he will be able to do the Barrack thing, where he draws the Destiny and subtracts it from Drew's power and attrition.
Drew has Leia's resistant transport, Rogue One, and Tana 4.
So Drew draws Thaw here, and he's going to get to retrieve 1. Eric draws Blizzard 1. Is that a 2 or a 1?
I believe it's a 2.
It's a 2. Still like 2 power here, though, right? Because that Saw is a power Destiny from
Leia?
and then the Hujix is the battle Destiny. So Eric, power 4 here. Right, 2 from Blizzard 4, 2 from the power. Or power 6, I guess, yeah.
But was the Emperor a draw for Barrick?
Must have been, yeah. Because you do it after, right? to get
Yes.
after all the destinies. So yeah.
So the 6 was quite large just for the power differential.
Yeah. Yeah, so Eric just has to lose men in that battle. But now he's getting 2 battle destiny in space.
Yeah, I think I mean Drew's going to have to really try to outpower him in space to be able to survive long term.
Yeah, and it looks like Eric took like 3 overflow there. Lost men
Yeah.
to 3 overflow.
He knows he's got to prioritize keeping those biker scouts there.
Yeah,
Yeah, and Elsic is a gig.
even in space. Yep.
I think
No,
it's just when he's lost.
no, it's when he's forfeited from same sight.
Okay, it's only site, it's not location. Okay.
So can't use that biker scout in space.
My phone autocorrects Drew to free all the time, Jared. Don't worry. All right, so this is fairly big game for Drew. Going to get Han Chewie Falcon. This will up his power at the system considerably.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if that's a good game plan for Eric to just make Drew commit because he can always just land Rogue One and he's still doing damage to Eric. Eric's doing nothing, just trying to survive in space. So I think, yeah, Drew's just okay putting a bunch of stuff in the system and doing 2 damage a turn. Yeah, he pulled Han Chewie V, which is going to be another Destiny to power, another 8 power. And Eric loses Carida. So I guess he's giving up on space.
Well, I think he lost the other Emperor shuttle, and so I don't know if he has other space.
I think he just says Vengeance with his other ship.
Okay, to pull with Death Squadron assignments.
I don't think he's playing Death Squadron assignments.
He was.
He was? Okay. Yeah. Looks like Eric's probably he's gonna lose a lot of stuff in space here because he's gonna be down by so much power. With Tarn Fair, who gets she adds some more to his destiny. Plus
And
2, I
also
think.
brings Rogue One back online, right? Because I don't think that Leia's a pilot.
Yes, true.
So this is looking quite good for Drew.
Yeah, so Drew's getting 2 destinies to power, and his battle destiny is going to be +3 from Ray and Tornfar, and he's got a ton of power versus the Power 4 shuttle. Now Eric doesn't get 2 battle destinies, so if he draws high, and he also has the biker scouts.
Yeah, I think after this battle, Drew may not need Leia, so like he has plenty of forfeit though. The 2 battle destiny isn't probably going to be too consequential.
Yeah, so he draws a 0 for his. So slight mistake from Drew there for not deploying the the docking bay from his deck. But he draws a 5 for his other power destiny. Eric drew a 0 too, man. So those cancel out.
Yeah, that was a 0 for Barrick.
For Barrick, yeah. Yeah, Eric realizing that Torn Far on the Rogue One's pretty good. Is this Drew's Battle Destiny? Is that what they're counting right now? Because he should have drawn 2 Destinies for power.
Maybe one of them was a May and he forgot.
Yeah, I don't think he drew his 2 power Destiny. He just drew one for power and one for his Battle Destiny. So pretty sloppy there from Drew, unfortunately, because he could have played that Docking Bay out of his deck and draw 2 power Destiny at a Battle Destiny. I think he's just probably a little excited that he's getting this huge beatdown in.
And probably quite tired.
And probably that as well. Okay, so is there active judging? Because I don't think is Derek still losing stuff, or did you just think that Elsic was a kick?
I don't think there is active judging,
Okay.
unfortunately.
Eric's just peeling. So he lost Elsic, and now he's just going to peel?
It sounds like Drew is questioning him on something. I get that Elsic shouldn't work in space. It seems like Eric knows this.
Yeah, good. So Eric's still committed to keeping this shuttle in space. Or at least on the table. Man, that turn 1 barrier for Drew. Huge.
Well, he obviously knows. I mean, I don't think he makes that play without the barrier.
Yeah, of course. Pretty good Destiny for a bunch of 4s and a 5.
Both Death Squadron assignments, so you can see he is playing 2 copies.
Yeah, okay.
The loss function is also useful in his deck.
That's just like deploy something to Hoth.
I think it just deploys an Imperial to Hoth.
Okay, so this is one of the Snowtroopers. Bursk, maybe? Yeah, I think it's Bursk.
Which I don't think off Hoth they have any relevant text.
Yeah, he's just forfeit 5.
They actually do have cool text on Hoth.
Yes. I was very impressed by these Snowtroopers. I actually think that's the other one, Narthax.
Narthax? Okay.
Yeah, so literally just forfeit 5.
I mean, in the types of battles they're having, that's nothing to sneeze at.
Yeah, but if you're Drew and this is what Eric's doing, you got to be happy.
I don't disagree. And the alternative is like he tries to go to Hoth and set up, but Drew will easily satisfy Menace Fades if he doesn't contest Scarif. And so, like, on the fundamentals, Drew probably wins the game by a small, like, a margin of 10 to 12 cards, maybe. Hard to say. Especially with the barrier grab, because Drew can loop it could be worse and things like that. He also has double escape pod combo, so he'll probably never end up losing much of anything you may start your landing. So I'm just saying for Eric's game plan, like, had he stuck to a more, like, traditional, probably what he does in most other games, I don't know that it works out for him. Yeah, so he probably thought this was his best chance to win, was going for contesting space.
You're just hoping Drew did not have this much backup in space.
Yeah, I mean, there is a world where Drew's hand didn't have that many ships on the turn after the barrier, and like we're talking about a very different game here.
Indeed. All right, so Blizzard 4 getting deployed to the third marker. Pulls the other snowtrooper. Missing his friend over there on Scarif. Do you think they're writing letters to each other?
Maybe sending emails. I think Bursk like adds to attrition on Hoth or something. One of them does that.
Yeah, so Bursk adds 2 to attrition with another snowtrooper, and Narthex adds a destiny with another snowtrooper.
All right, so now this is where Eric abandons space.
Yeah. Yep. Like I said, Drew can just set up Menace phase, maybe he has projection for the third marker.
And we know he has Luke in hand. He hasn't had an opportunity to play him, but Luke, I would be very surprised if he doesn't come out this turn. Start retrieval for Drew.
Yeah, I mean, Drew even can, if he really wanted to get risky, he could move a guy over a control phase to the beach and try to beat down. Because that's not really doing a lot, those two guys. Barrick and Darthax.
Definitely will depend on how many characters he has in his hand, but obviously he's reading them as this is a consideration for him. Barrick is not. He needs to be with specifically a biker scout, not just another trooper.
Let me confirm that. Yeah, has to be a biker scout. But you're getting in 3 damage here. So it looks like he is going to move a dude in his control phase. So it moves Taito over with Stardust.
Looks like he's got Aaron Kraken in his hand. I can't tell much of else.
Could be a lot of power here.
Looks for a docking bay. Making sure he doesn't draw the 0 again.
All of guys are going to be power +2 because of Stardust and the beach.
Yeah, he may be able to amass quite a large amount of power here.
Yeah, and Eric's only power 4.
Projection.
It's Kraken who adds a destiny. And Saw.
Saw's quite powerful, power 6, and he's going to add 2 more to attrition. Pulls battle plan. I imagine this is Luke.
Yep. Just deciding where he wants to put it. Probably Rogue One. Yep, decides Tantive. Yeah. Looks like Luke or Drew's going to be able to clear Eric for the beach. Maybe Eric has a Gick here, maybe not.
Drew wins this, we're going sizzle.
It's going to be like the end of Special Edition.
Right, so Drew uses 10 men to retrieve on his Destiny. He draws a stout 3. On 2
Yeah, and
destinies.
Taito adds, right? He adds to his destiny.
One of them adds and one subtracts.
This is the finals.
I do
Taito subtracts.
tracks from Eric's number of spies out of play. I think Pow, the guy at the data vault's the one that adds.
Enduro's one guy, so he gets to subtract one. So this is Taito. Stardust goes back. Gets to take a card from his from bottom of his youth pile. But we'll see how much Eric is down by here. It's got to be a lot, I imagine. Yeah, shuttle covers 5. So let's see if we can calculate it here. So he's power 4. Plus, he drew what, a 4 for Destiny?
Yeah, that's -3.
-1, right? He only has one guy out of play.
Sorry. Yeah, -1. So he drew a 3.
So he's power 7. Versus Drew's. So he has 6 plus 4, 10, 12, 15, 17, 19. Am I counting that right? 19 power?
It's going to be in the ballpark either way.
So Eric has to lose like 12 or 13 here. He's only lost 10 so far. Is he really thinking about peeling and just leaving Barrick there?
He's just taking stock of what's left, but we'll see.
Okay, so Drew just lands. We're going to lay out on it. Oh, did Drew forget about some power here? Because I feel like the shuttle and the trooper should not have covered all that damage. I wonder if he forgot about the Stardust power from the objective. Eric was down by like 12 or 14. Yeah, but I mean, the shuttle was 5 and that guy was 5, so he still needs a bunch more. I don't know if he peeled before he lost the shuttle and Narthax, but okay, so it did not look like Eric drained there. Just pinged. Now he's playing Tarkin's Bounty. I guess he's going to try to assemble another Biker Scout plus Walker at the beach. Just hope it's good enough.
Yeah, just fend off what he can.
Yeah.
I mean, he does have a rest order, as Dan pointed out. It's hard to say what exactly happened.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if some of that power was, if you forgot about some of that power. Yeah. The Walker deck has been pretty sick every time we've seen it, but this is a real struggle for it.
It seems like it is very advantaged against like mains and legend. Some of these kind of tier 2 light sides are probably better against it.
Okay, so Eric plays Trample there, gets rid of Kraken, but Trample gets grabbed. Second Trample. Okay, so that's pretty good for Eric, but let's see what else he can muster here. I think it's just Saul left, right? Yeah, Saul and Rogue One.
Saul and the Rogue One. So he'll at least have Rogue One forfeits for 5 or 6, so he'll have like 11 or 12 forfeit at worst. Yeah, when we were deciding on what decks to play last night, we specifically tried to vary up the types of light sides that we brought for just to give ourselves the best chance against whatever else other people were bringing. So we had a mix of Bane's, Legend, QMC, no idea.
He does not play Hoth. He just plays Carrot as a system. So this is Iroll, I believe. Yeah, Iroll, who is power 2, but he does get to do the Barrack thing now.
Does Iroll add about Destiny with somebody?
With Dresselin.
Okay, different guy.
Different guy, yeah. Draws a 4. So he's power, what, 7, 11?
Yeah. I mean, Drew's not really going to take Overflow.
No. Question is, could Drew just lose Rogue One here?
I'm going to assume yes.
Okay, he did lose a Thaw.
Maybe not.
Thaw, who is 8 forfeit. Or no, he's only 6, right?
He's just printed. He's ability 3.
So not a terrible turn for Eric, but
Oh, pretty good one.
yeah. But now both trampled are gone. Drew's still out of sight, out of system, still has Stardust, still has Luke Retrieval. And also Retrieval's Walkling.
Yes, at some point. So, with having the tramples, he may be just fine playing like Jin to the beach at some point and sticking where he's at.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think you need to. Okay, there's Jen. Right on time.
I didn't know it was in his hand, but yeah, that makes sense.
And he's playing Chariot to the Data Vault.
Gives
And
himself just a little more protection. I think Eric has an EPP Vader in his deck. He did yesterday.
He does. So you're okay with this as Drew because Eric just he has to pay 3 to drain for 1. And it's going to ping for 1, but you have Luke Retrieval to counteract that. He also has escape pod combos in his deck.
Drew seemingly feels good enough about his position that he didn't draw any cards.
Yeah. Well, the limited resources would be pretty sick here.
It's hard to tell how much life force Eric has left.
I mean, he's taking so much overflow this game, I can't imagine he's got a lot. Alright, I think it could be worse. So now Drew's going to be able to loop that all game. So I think he played no escape and got sneak attack back.
All right, so I think he paid 3 to drain, 5 for something that hasn't come out yet. So he's got 8. It looks like Eric might have around like 12 cards left in his deck, 11 or 12. And
You're probably like
just based on the little hand, like the player came, he's got at least 5 or 6 cards in hand. Maybe 4. Hard to tell.
Yeah. Drew has 1 card in hand, right?
I think it could be worse. Might have been the end of his hand. At most, he has 1.
We're guessing he has like 15 to 20 down.
I think he has more like 20 to 25 now.
Okay, so Eric just plays Mara with Saber. So yeah, I think looks like Eric is just in damage control territory right now. Just trying to keep the diff down.
He just activated 14. He's got 7 cards in his deck, and then whatever was left in his force pile. So he's got like north of 25 cards.
One with Luke. I think if you're Drew here, you just pass. Just draw.
I fundamentally expect him to ping, ping, retrieve, pass.
Yep. I mean, I guess Eric could have Vader with Saber in his hand, but I don't know if he has enough force to play Vader, battle, and
Also
swing
force
twice.
move. So Drew's just going to pick up a few cards. Well, not too many, Drew.
Yep. And let's hope he doesn't forget about Walkling before the game's over. Yeah, good point, Burn. One of the
I
swing
think Drew
points.
still has 26 cards in Life Force. We'll see. Eric definitely just requested a count. I think he's like potentially going to call it. We'll see.
Yeah. It's a very similar situation that Charlie was in last match. Because if you keep the game going, you might end up losing by more because Drew can retrieve with Luke, and you can retrieve by battling and drawing guys. And eventually, you're just not going to be able to do any damage.
Agreed.
Might be a draw. Yeah, looks like Eric might be drawn up here. So Drew should pop Walkling for that extra. Yep, there we go. All right, so we'll see what the diff is. Yeah, I think you're right. It's like 20, 25 plus maybe. $26. So Drew wins game 1 by 26. Wow. Do you even try to?
Expect Eric. I think Eric will play.
Think Eric will play? Okay.
I mean, he may not play a long game, but I can't imagine he will just concede.
So the next matchup will be Eric's let the Wookiee win with the slave quarters start versus Drew's CCT.
The odds of him winning that by more than 26 are very slim as well.
I agree. Wow, what a game for Drew. Really well played.
It went exactly as we were hoping, like in terms of discussing decks last night. So definitely pleased with the outcome as one of my best friends and teammate. But we won't call it over till it's over.
Yeah, Eric just got. I mean, he just got stuck between a rock and a hard place there by basically getting his Emperor shuttle stuck at Scarif. That's the thing about this new idea deck is with the sand effect and all the destinations of power, you gotta be real careful with Emperor shuttle.
Yeah, I don't know that he had another choice though.
Yeah.
We talked about.
So Drew taking some time, taking a breather. I'm sure his adrenaline is through the roof right now.
No, I'm gonna take a quick step away and probably go talk to Drew.
Okay.
See you.
So Blake going to calm Drew down, maybe give him another pep talk. Yeah, Burm, I think if he had that one battle where he could have deployed the docking bay from his reserve deck and then drawn 2 Power Destiny, I think you're right, it could have been way more diff, but 26 is still a lot. Like if you're Drew and someone told you that you're going to win by 26 versus Eric Hunter in the finals, you would be really ecstatic with that. Looks like they got 20 people for the sealed event. Yeah, Jared's the man. Like I said, he probably looked like Santa Claus yesterday, coming in with all the prize support and all the sealed product. Yes, Eric did pull out a very narrow victory in the first match that we saw. I think we're going to see Drew play pretty conservative in this matchup, being up 26. But like Berm said, you don't want to play too conservative. So CCT versus Let the Wookiee Win with Slave Quarters and the new Anakin effect. I don't know, Dan. I don't think so, but he may have changed some cards in this for today.
Jeremy, you there?
I'm here.
Right.
Talk to Drew.
Momentarily.
So we got a
He went to the
brief look
restroom.
in with Drew. How's he feeling?
He seemed good. He just said, I ran down to the game room. I had to go down the elevator and get down there. He had gone to the restroom. He seemed fine. He said, we're just going to play. So I said, good luck.
Awesome. Well, good luck to both these players. We're obviously rooting for Drew because he's a new ally, but Eric had a great run during this tournament too. So But if Eric could pull this out, you know, then props to him, man.
Agreed.
And he did do it before. Earlier against Justin Miyashiro, he won by 1 card, I think.
Yeah, it was 22 versus 21.
Yeah. But that was with a sweet dark side deck. We'll see what he can do with this light side deck. Probably, but honestly, if you're Drew, I don't even know if you really risk moving Drew or Bobo over there without a bunch of stuff in your hand.
Oh, he also has the swap, so he may be safe, especially if Eric doesn't have sense. I mean, his deck's built around Anakin, so he doesn't have like impressive, most impressive, and stuff like that. I wouldn't imagine.
I think he does, actually.
Maybe he has 1. If he has 2, then he's more likely to see it early. But if he has 1, it's like Drew's probably still going to do his thing.
Do you think Drew's just gonna move Fed over, put pressure on, or
I expect he will move Fett, but we'll see.
depends on what his hand is? But if I recall, I don't think that Eric is playing Sense. So that's really good for Drew. And I do believe that Eric is playing the Anakin version or the Padawan version of Anakin, not the Jedi version.
I mean, the Jedi is stout, but he's very expensive.
What's your game plan if you're Eric here?
I think he's got to hope to have a battle where he ends up dealing a good amount of overflow.
Yeah, I think we're just going to see everything go to the audience chamber. I don't think he can afford to just play a guy at a site and a guy at a site and race.
Agreed. I'm not needing to win by 27.
Yep. I think for Drew, you just play everything at the audience chamber too. And not put yourself in a situation where you get a beat down from Clash of Sabers and sorry about the mess and all that stuff.
Well, I think Drew missed his audience chamber poll. He's probably telling him this despair slip doesn't do what say what despair actually does. It's my fault.
To the dungeon and the sail barge 2-0. Yeah, it looks like he did miss the audience chamber. Unless he just has it in hand. He wanted to see his reserve deck. Yeah, even if he did miss the audience chamber, like, it's not a big deal. Drew's not trying to go fast. Does play Fett though to the security
Yeah,
guy.
I think that makes sense.
Because Eric's activating what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 force next turn. Your guys to play +1 to same side as Java's prize. So it's very unlikely that Eric can have spy plus another guy.
I think Drew's trying to see, can someone bring us the right text for despair?
Which virtual slip is this? Is this before the errata?
Yeah. I actually didn't know it had been errata. I just grabbed it out of my collection and built the deck. So whenever the errata happened, I just missed it and didn't update the slip.
I think they buffed it, right?
Oh, it's much better now than it was.
Yeah. Yeah, so the new despair, for everyone who doesn't know, is to put on the table, my favorite decoration may not be placed out of play. That's the flip side of CCT. At same side as Java's prize, opponent's characters will play +1, and your force trains are +1. And while Java's prize with common ability, your total power in all battles +3. So I think they added that last part, and it's a pretty good text right there.
Yeah, global +3 to battles is very powerful.
Yeah.
A deck that's already incentivized to go initiate battle.
But looks like we got a correction there. Things are all good.
Everything's right in the world.
Okay, so interesting. Yeah, okay, so draw the card and then gets to activate one with the Carbonite console.
For some reason, he deployed on the prison. Doesn't it go on the Carbonite chamber?
Yeah, I think it does. Earlier when we saw Eric play, he did not get any of his activation in the hand his first turn. But here it looks like that's not going to be the case.
Not a
He's
problem.
yeah. Gonna play 3PO. To the new Skywalker hut. Seems a little strong that site can just pull 3PO Archknight. What are your thoughts on that?
I think in general, things pull too many things. At least with the other site, you had to commit to pulling Shmi to then do it.
Yeah. Which I think the site can also pull Shmi too, right? Which is interesting.
Oh, I don't know how big of a pain this is to update the stuff on the side.
Oh, yeah. Yep. Not a problem.
Thanks, Jake. All right, so Drew's second turn, where ostensibly the audience chamber will be coming out.
The only deck that I've seen Shmi played in was, I think, Tom Haid played her in QMC. a while back.
I think Emil had a Halloween CPV deck at some point that started the slave quarters, and it pulled Shmi into 3PO.
I guess now you could just start this other site and just get 3PO.
Here comes the audience chamber.
And a scum. See a lot of red cards in hand for Drew.
So I'd be curious to see if he does anything besides, like, will he put other dudes in the audience chamber or just naked Boba? It's very different on turn 2. So like, he's going to go for Greedo here. Fortunately, I didn't swap in the white border Greedos from the court deck. I should have really put the effort into making this deck.
Oh man, yeah, what's really bailed it on this deck, huh?
Yeah, I knew I wasn't going to be playing it, so there was less incentive to do the effort. If Drew should have really been up to the task. And so we're probably going to see Proxima, come join Greedo.
Okay, so that's a pretty formidable force. Your good guys are protected from. Sorry about the mess. Clash might be a little scary.
I mean, he'll likely still try to use defensive interrupt in a battle.
Yeah, he's still got options with projective, which I think is in his hand, and stunning leader, which you can grab with Boba. Eric's characters will still be deployed +1 because of despair. So Drew flips. Gonna play There's a Try.
Draws a few. It looks like he's got 3 and 4 file, maybe 4.
You got 2. And now he's gonna have 3. Yeah, not getting too greedy there. Gonna be an interesting. It's gonna be interesting because I feel like Eric is incentivized to keep drawing a bunch of cards till he has like a perfect hand to deliver a beatdown. But the
If he
longer he
waits too
waits,
long, yeah, exactly. He may take too much
yeah,
damage. He has not used the audience chamber poll. Greedo was searched up from Utaguda solo, and Lady Proxima was with Twi'lek Advisor.
so next turn we might see Duro into Iggy, or just honestly another good alien like Mighty Jabba or something.
I think he'd prioritize Duro into Iggy if possible.
Okay, so we see Jen to audience chamber. I think you're okay for Drew with that play. The more cards that Eric spins doing nothing, the better for Drew.
Agreed. Yeah, because I mean, really, Drew's under no pressure to do much of anything except not get blown out in this game.
Yep. Yeah, is that we're doomed at Eric's lost pile?
Yes, it is.
What is that from? How did that end up in his lost pile?
I don't know.
Oh, he drained at the prison.
Drained at the prison.
Fair.
Huh, that's funny. Yeah.
So Drew has an option here between Erica and Jenko. He chooses Jenko. Probably smart. Erica probably not that great.
My brain is also fried, so if I miss little things like the drain of the prison, that's why. A lot of Star Wars this weekend.
Same here.
Did you do all 8 games yesterday?
Yes.
And all 6 games today?
Yep.
I imagine your brain is also fried.
Yeah, it's even harder now because I have to count everything. I don't have GIMP to do it for me. Okay, so there's Duro into Probot.
Now Drew's kind of forcing a little bit of action. Yeah, that is amazing, Jeremy. 8 games. Thank you. I'm sure everyone is very thankful. 14 games over the weekend.
Yeah, well, yeah, I enjoy doing it. Really sad I couldn't be there. So it's kind of try to live vicariously through everyone else.
It has felt about as safe as something like this could be. So I have my COVID test scheduled for Wednesday morning. We'll see. I can get another one on later this week if needed. So hopefully we dodged again. People have been great about wearing masks and everything, so it's felt very safe.
Good. Yeah, I will definitely be at Indoor Grand Prix. Whether I'll be playing or commentating, we'll see.
I am hopeful to be there as well.
Yeah, my wife really enjoys Seattle. She definitely would want to come with me if we went.
Nice.
Okay, so we see Drew break Jin's cover.
After piling Django also on top of Jerome Probot.
Yeah, I think this is all Drew needs to do. Eric counting is forced here. Okay, so see Anakin Padawan Lure come down. And he gets barriered. Yeah, I think Drew just has a handful of red here, so it's going to be very unlikely that Eric can get anything done in the audience chamber this turn. Adbay, who does nothing right now.
Oh. I would expect that to change, but we'll see.
He doesn't have much force left. Maybe has like six or seven force left. General Leia. Yeah, looks like he has one force left. But yeah, you can't battle with that. You just gotta pass.
I would think so. That makes me think Eric, while this game got all of his activation, his hand is not super optimal. Considering like the Jin play and then into this counter deploy, you know what I mean?
Yeah. So he's gonna use Proxima here. Hits Sam Wessel. So now Drew might be able to just kind of play some guys somewhere else. Now that Anakin Saber is stuck on Anakin in the audience chamber. I mean, do you even battle for Drew here?
So he's using his audience chamber pole, which makes me think that he is intending to battle.
There's Jabba. Jabba adds a Destiny. Do we know which Jabba's prize that is? Is it the virtual one or is it on?
I don't know.
It's the
I missed
Han
the
one.
reveals at the start of the game.
Jabba's pretty beefy boy.
It's virtual.
Okay.
According to chat. Thank you.
I'm gonna add one to every battle destiny for Drew.
Okay.
Drew just
Multiple confirmations virtual.
Drew just piling on the audience chamber, gets IG-88 out, transfers the gun, plays first strike.
With Greedo, it looks like Eric only has one force save. That's quite nice. Oh, a good call. Drew's is over to the left. Clayton's on top of it. You know who he is?
Clayton? Yes.
I hope that just made him laugh.
Yeah, I think we played in God, Nationals. I was in Atlanta or Continentals or whatever. Long time ago.
All right, so we see Drew initiate the battle. I believe he's doing a swap with Boba Fett.
Yeah, what do you like here? Can he stunning leader?
He was looking into stunning leader.
So you got Leia, Anakin, Padme, and Jin. So stunning leader wouldn't be great offensively.
Oh no. I don't think Drew is playing hidden weapons.
I do not think so either. I don't think he's playing weapon love either, but that would be sick.
Either Charlie or Drew was Charlie or Greg, excuse me, put one weapon lev in their Shadow Collective.
Right, so Drew's getting 3 battle destiny here. Greedo protects most of his guys from Sorry About the Mess. So Eric just used one to fire at Proxima. Drew is shooting somebody. Looks like it's a miss. So Django not adding a destiny, but Mighty Jabba and Proxima are both adding.
But yeah, so he's drawing 3.
So Utaguta, it's 5, a 4, and a 4, so 13 total.
Really good Destinies from Drew.
Yes.
Go get
Are
redrawn.
they all +1 because of prize?
I think that's Grimtosh, so it's a 2 for Eric, and then BB-8, so 2 pi.
Yeah, and all of Drew's are +1, so
Right.
8 + 5, 13 + 3, so 16 plus a million power.
I can't imagine that the game's not essentially over given the differential, but
Yeah. Plus, if he loses Leia, he has to lose to Zam Wessel too. We'll see if Drew remembers
that
that.
is true. I think Drew will remember. Eric's are also +1, so he has 2, 4, like between 10 and 11. So 11 attrition, probably.
So BB-8's a 7, right? 7 + 2 + 2.
11.
Yeah, 11. Battle Destiny. Yeah. So Jen goes last. Eric gets to look
Get
at
Drew's
Drew's
hand.
hand.
So Drew has a Gick and a Stunning Leader.
Yeah.
So like as this game, if the game isn't just over soon, you might see him just start putting guys at other sites and forcing action there.
Yeah. And projective telepathy.
Both have forfeits for 6.
And Dro for 4, right?
I think Jerome might just be a 3.
Okay, so Eric does lose General Leia, and now it's lose T4 Shazam.
Yeah. Drew was patiently waiting. Wouldn't is Drew done losing?
I feel like that wasn't enough, but
Something make his forfeit higher. Okay, virtual draw is 4. Are they forgetting Anakin?
yeah, because BB-8 is a 7, right? It's like 6 and change.
He's 2 pi, right? So it's like
Yeah.
6.28, but this game doesn't round down at all.
No.
But yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Battle Destiny was only a 3. The other one was an Attrition Destiny, sorry.
Yeah. Thanks, Berm. Keeping us, Berm also been here for most games, keeping us honest.
It looks like you've had great viewership. I heard from most of them yesterday there were more people watching than were here at the tournament.
Yeah, and we got how many right now?
3.
Oh, wow. Got a bunch.
And Eric peels a ton of force.
And just keeping Anakin there.
I can't imagine that isn't close to game over.
But I've learned one thing about Eric: he's not afraid to peel cards. Did you catch how many he peeled?
It was like 8.
Yeah.
It was at least, I think it might have been 6 to 8.
Brian Serson gifting 5 subs. Thanks, Serson. I feel like some of these people should have been subbed already. MHT, Silver Glen, Crypto.
I just hit my 12th month, but apparently only 2 month streak, so I forget frequently to use my Prime sub. If I think of it, I do it, but I'm not good about keeping up with it. I wish they sent like an email reminder.
Right, so is he playing Sorry About the Mess here? Because he just has to go for a Greedo. Okay, so Greedo's dead. Dan gifting a sub to Kiss My Wookie. Thanks, Dan. Congrats, Wookie. Oh, Dan gifting a sub to Justin Desai. Congrats, Justin.
It was 9.
Yeah. Eric's plans here is, I mean, it's going to be really hard to attack this audience chamber.
A map foil.
Yeah, you get a map foil for being subscribed for however many months.
Oh, cool. Yeah, a recurring calendar event is a very easy solution to do that. Then I just have to have on the calendar I share with my wife. She'll be like, "What is this?" And she won't care, but it will definitely turn into a conversation. I'm not putting it on my work calendar. My boss will be like very concerned.
Dan is inviting you and Drew onto Hollow Theater this week.
The four of us actually talked about doing a video tournament report at some point this week, but I bet Drew and I will still be happy to do that. I'm also planning to write a full tournament report, and I think Drew may as well. But my tournament report will be much less focused on the games because I think we'll cover that in the video. We'll see.
You guys gonna get a board game action in last night, or you guys just prep for today?
No. By the time we made it down to the game room, a bunch of people were playing Avalon, and some other people were playing another game, and he just sat there and relaxed for a bit and watched the game that Brony and I played with all the Recoil and Fears and Grimtoshes and laughed. And then we came back up, and Charlie was still in my room by himself. We thought he had still just been running games of QMC against himself, but I guess he was just fixing the deck. But then Greg came back up, and we just hung up here again for a while. But we probably spent most of the night discussing what to play and how to disperse the decks among the four of us.
Yeah, Greg got to wake up to a pretty nice surprise. Just, hey, you're in top 8, Greg.
Greg and I are rooming together, and so when he came out, he got up and used the restroom first this morning and came out, and that kind of woke me up. And I said, "Did you hear anything from Justin?" And he was like, "Good morning, fellow top 8 competitor." Oh, thanks, Jared. So he decided last night if I play tomorrow, I'm just going to play the same decks, and then that helped us kind of adjust for who was playing what. But we played all of our matches naturally. Like this is actually, I think it worked out best for us that Drew ended up here, but Drew also won his 2 matches fair and square. Charlie beat me fair and square. He beat Greg pretty comfortably with the CCT after losing the first game.
Yeah, Drew's been pretty hot. He's been playing really, really well. Yeah, it's interesting because I've been playing recently a lot longer than him, but I feel like I've learned so much from him in the past year or so.
Oh, I attribute all of my recent success in the last few tournaments I played in to Drew. I think Greg would say the same, and probably Charlie to some extent as well. Charlie also plays and thinks about the game a ton, but Drew is, but he just spends a lot of time playing and thinking about the game, and he is very open to new ideas, so that helps.
All right, so he deployed our single blaster rifle to the audience chamber.
I have to imagine Drew's gonna. I don't know. Knowing Drew, he may not battle. We'll
It'd
see.
be pretty hard not to battle, right? Because you cause 4 slots and you retrieve 3.
I have to imagine he will. He can't retrieve at all because of simple tricks. He would have to go
Oh,
to
yeah.
the carbonite chamber or the Kashyyyk site.
So maybe. Yeah, so he swings in his OB with Arsing. Eric deciding who he's gonna try to swing at here.
A lot of choices. Mighty Jabba can't be targeted, I don't think. May depend on who else is there. And so he goes for RN, hits easily.
Yeah, so Jabba just can't be targeted unless all the other aliens are hit. So.
And Drew also hits with IG-88 on Anakin.
Does that cause forfeit 0? That gun?
I don't think so. I could be wrong, though.
I'll check.
I think it shoots at +2, but I don't think it's forfeit 0. It might be like
It's
can't
not.
be used to satisfy attrition or nothing like that. It might just be hit.
It's just hit. Yeah. That's it.
All right, poor Probot's going down in flames.
Did he play that clash there? Is he clashing Django?
Looks like it. Apparently, we're missing quite the football game.
Who is it? Bucks and who else?
The Rams. Rams were, guess, up by a lot. The little bit that I just saw, I had stopped checking the score. They were winning by so much. I guess they came back from 27-3, and the Rams won at the very end on a last-second field goal. Yeah, I'm also cheering for the Bills tonight because if they win, and Fred and Matt Scott will go together to the AFC Championship, which is pretty cool.
Okay, so I think he AJR'd Obi, but I think he still has to peel a bunch of cards here. Yeah, so he peeled 5. So Drew clears the side, causes 5 overflow. Eric's still with Obi in hand. I can't imagine that Eric has more than 25 cards in his deck at this point. I could be wrong.
He's got to be hovering around that amount at the very most, like it's a maximum, I would think.
Yeah, at any point, Drew can just play Stunning Leader and cancel battle in the audience chamber. If he does not like his odds. Because right now Django is still clashed. Alright, so Eric.
Yeah, this is probably a last ditch effort.
Gets barriered. He gets the bionic hand. He's going to lose 1 to play Anakin Saber. Maybe Eric is just playing this out to see who wins the match. Or the game, I mean.
Yeah. Giving us some bonus Star Wars.
And that's, yep, there's a handshake. So congratulations to Drew Lichtenstein winning the 2022 MPC. Good, great run for both these players, actually.
For sure. Eric
Yeah,
played so well all weekend. Congratulations to him on making the finals. I'm ecstatic for Drew.
me too, man. Me too. Drew certainly earned this. He's been playing a lot of Star Wars. And New Allies will be happy tonight.
And Taco Bill tested negative and is here, so yeah, it'll be a nice celebration.
Yeah.
Jeremy, thank you for all of your streams. Thank everybody for watching. Congratulations to Drew. That's it. I'm beyond overjoyed.
Yeah, great events. A few shout outs here to Casey for running the event. JNAP as always for everything he does. Shout out to Robbie for helping me set up the stream beforehand. Make sure that things went pretty smoothly. Thanks to Greg for helping out with some of the stuff. Thanks to Scott. Thanks to the community. This has been awesome and a great event. And we hope to see you guys at the Indoor Grand Prix, which is going to be in April.
And don't forget the OCS starts up again in February.
Yeah, and I might play. I might play on that for once.
Season pass is available for $50. It's well worth it. Even just the foils are incredible. The prize support's good. It's a fun way to just make sure you play some competitive Star Wars if you're interested. I highly recommend.
Are you guys gonna put Drew on a chair and march him around the site there?
It can't. It looks like Taco Bill's standing in front of the thing. I don't know where Drew went. He may be on his way up to this room at this very moment. In fact, that might actually not be a terrible idea, but he could be getting interviewed down there. We'll see.
Yeah, let's see if we can get Drew in for an interview. Stand by.
I'll go down there and I'll see what I can suss out, see if we can get an interview going. But I'm going to shut my computer down up here. So thank you.
Okay.
Always good hang, Jeremy.
Yeah, man. Thanks for joining me for commentary. And really happy to see our boy win.
Yeah, I'm over the moon. Love you, buddy. See ya.
See you, man. Take it easy. All right, guys. Well, thanks for joining us. That's going to be it for me, unless we can get Drew in on an interview. But that'll probably be on this live stream here. So stick around. We'll see if we can get Drew in. I'm just going to step away for a little bit, and I'll leave the stream up for a few, and we'll see what happens. All right. See you guys.